And of course the miracles is just one path that aims at what we might call self-realization, know thyself, enlightenment, salvation, oneness. I feel just like a child filled with joy in the sense that I've reached a state of mind in this transformation that I actually don't have any problems anymore. I actually don't have any financial problems or health problems. I have no relationship problems. I was talking in a group yesterday for about 4 hours, and they know me from my videos and stuff to look on the web. But in the state of enlightenment or self-realization, you see that everybody is there with you. It's not somebody being enlightened and then everybody else not being enlightened. Kind of like the old, I've got it, but you don't. What you do in this state is you see everybody with such love and honor and respect, because you're looking through the filter of your own mind, and when you remove all those obstacles and grievances, everything is beautiful. Everyone's beautiful. And in fact, when I go to other countries, when I was in Argentina, the bombs started falling on Baghdad, and there were people protesting out on the streets, like anti-American protests, and banners flying everywhere, and I was like a child walking around going, wow, look at all these people, and I asked one of them, what does that banner say, because it was hung across the street, and it said, Senor Bush, take up knitting. Said, now that's a peace rally. Forget the anti-war stuff. Senor Bush, take up knitting. Said, I think I'm in the right country here. So I went to the gatherings, and they're all speaking Spanish and everything, and I don't know a word. Sí, senor. I don't know much Spanish, so they're asking me all these questions, and one of the questions was, some of them were really interested in the war, what my idea of the war was, and so they translated one of the questions in Spanish to me. They said, what is your position on your president? What is your position on your president? And they gave me the thing. It was like, okay, what is my position? I have no position on my president. And then they came back to me and they said, don't you understand the question? And I said, no, it's not understandable. I said, we're all children of God. We're all spirits, and we are children of a loving source, and this isn't political. God really isn't political. God doesn't see political boundaries, or like the Native Americans say, there's no dividing line between countries and states. It's just all shared. And so I just basically said, I have no position. And so then they all started to nod, and I learned the Spanish word claro, meaning clear. They're all nodding, claro, claro. And then I just broke out into a rendition of John Lennon's Imagine. Imagine there's no country, but wonder if you can. Nothing to kill or die for, a brotherhood of man. And all these women, about 97% women, started singing with me. Imagine, on key, and in English. And I had one of these moments like chills going down my spine, like, where am I? Whoa! I thought I was in Argentina. But we're all sitting there singing on key, You may say I'm a dreamer. It was so beautiful. And that was a feeling of oneness. That was the feeling that nobody there was taking seriously this idea of conflict. When you get into the joy and you really feel that joy in your heart, you know that you are connected with everything and everyone, and there are no barriers and there are no boundaries whatsoever. And I've gone into this really deep in my mind, so that I get a lot of questions and about, what about rape and murder? What about Nazi Germany? What about disease and plague and all these different kind of things? And so I sit there and calmly go into people deep into the mind, past all the errors of perception, down to what I call healed perception, a place where you see the world differently than you saw it before. Where before you saw felt division and separation, suddenly you see oneness, you see the whole tapestry, and the whole tapestry is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And those are good questions. I think it's important. What I've learned is it's very important to allow your mind to ask questions. Because once you allow your mind to ask the questions, you have the answers within yourself. You don't really need gurus or priests or ministers, or you don't need saints to tell you how to act and how to behave. What you really need is just a transformation in your own heart. And then all your behaviors just follow suit. Once you get your mind in line with your source, then, it really is smooth sailing. So, I have this experience of oneness, and what I would say it is I would say it's a tiny tweak in the mind. Just like sometime when you're having a bad day, and then all of a sudden, something changes inside and you change your tune and you don't even know what happens, like divine intervention or something. It's like you're skipping along, where 1 minute everything seems so dark. The next minute everything seems so happy. That's a miracle. That's what I call a miracle. It does take a miracle to look upon this world from a place of peace. And to be in a state of peace of mind, it takes a lot of miracles. You have to say what I would call to be consistently miracle-minded, or right-minded, as the Course would say, to stay in a state of above the battleground of peace and joy. It takes trust. There is no way that you can seem to move through this world without trust and faith. And when I'm talking about trust, I'm talking about in your higher power within, those inner prompts that are guiding you every second of every day. It's always there for you. It's just like always gently reminding you how beautiful you are, how lovely, how perfect, how innocent. All of us have been raised with a belief system that we feel like we have to strive and attain and accumulate. And in the state of mind I'm in, like I was sharing yesterday, I don't have any possessions. I don't literally own anything. And it's not so much a form thing, but it's like giving up the idea of possession. In relationships, in every interaction I do, the Holy Spirit has done is He said, you have to learn to give as God gives. Give as the flower launches its fragrance up into the air for everyone to smell. Let it give everything away so freely and realize that you're perfectly provided for, and you will demonstrate a state of mind that is not of this world, because this is a world of seeming scarcity, of lack, where there's bargains and agreements and lots of things that go on. And it takes a lot of faith to turn your mind around from that and say, I just want to give it all away for free and trust that it will all be provided. So that's really what Robin was sharing. That's what my last 13 years have been, is I've done hundreds and probably thousands of gatherings and talks in restaurants, bookstores, backyards. Here we are in the patio area. I did one on a beach. That was fun. In an orchard. I think I was in an orchard called Elk Grove here near Sacramento. I was in an orchard, and it was a hot day, about 100 degrees, and everybody was under the trees, so I really, no microphone system. I had to let the voice kind of boom through. But all these gatherings have really been for me. I seem to have talked to thousands of people in lots and lots of places, but it was all about my own transformation of consciousness, my own willingness to learn not to judge anymore, to just accept everybody exactly as they are in the present moment.